I've trained calisthenics for 10 years. I've solely focused on strength. But what's on the other side? What can we learn from endurance? This is my journey to running a 70-kilometer ultramarathon in Japan. Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 38 of Road to Shimanami. And before heading into the training and today's topic, I'm gonna have to give you two small updates. Update number one, this morning I went for a run and I saw a fox, like an actual wild fox. I don't live in the main city, so it's not super crowded here. There are like some fields. And I saw a fox yesterday, but I didn't manage to capture it on video. But today I managed to take a picture and I managed to take it on video ever so slightly. So that was crazy. Every now and then you will just see something crazy during the run, I guess. And that's another fun part about it, which is something I just noticed today. But anyway, update number two, I may or may not have been attempting some one-arm planches and one-arm handstands in between sessions because I just can't help myself, and I may or may not have had a mini hold of both just before starting this session. A mini hold in the one-arm planche and a mini hold in the one-arm handstand. One-arm planche on the right, one-arm handstand on the left. That may have happened. May or may not have happened. It happened. But anyway, that's gonna be it for the two little updates. And I guess when it comes to today's training, I need to give update number 3 as well on the injury, because that's what I want to talk about today. As you may know or may remember, when like about a month ago, I guess, I tried like a max deadlift, and I didn't actually get to my max deadlift because when I pulled 180 kilos, it went up quickly, but during the pull, I pulled something inside of me as well, right? Not only the weight, but also some muscles in my side, in my flank here. And ever since then, it just, it has been hurting me when I have to brace or when I have to do pull-ups, right? And I noticed that it healed 90%, but it doesn't heal like the final 10%. And I've found out why that is the case. So basically, when you get an injury, what often happens is, and I'm saying this in the first place because it's a mistake I've made in the past a lot, right? So you get an injury and then it heals quite nicely up to like 80 to 90%, and you are able to do some things again, right? You're able to do some skills again. In my case, the planche and the front lever, things are starting to feel okay. And then suddenly you don't feel the need to do your rehab anymore. And then it doesn't heal 100%, right? And that's a mistake I often make. So in order to heal an injury, you don't have to let it rest completely. You don't have to stay away from that particular movement. You have to actually trigger that movement that causes you pain so that your body can adapt to it again and learn that it's not painful anymore. Learn that it's okay to do the movement again, because your body is sending you a pain signal because it knows that, hey, there's some danger there. So you have to teach it that the danger is gone once the injury is healed, so you have to keep using it. That's actually how I healed my shoulder. I once had a very bad shoulder injury where I couldn't move my arm up anymore. And even late into rehab, I went to physiotherapy for this. I wasn't able to do dips pain-free. But the reason that my shoulder is now 100% again, or it surpassed 100%, it's way stronger than it's ever been, is because I continued doing the dips. I never neglected them until it was like fully healed. So that's something I have to keep doing, right? For me, pull-ups, normal pull-ups, are the movement that triggers the pain in my flank the most. So I have to keep doing pull-ups. I can do 10 pull-ups with maybe 1 or 2 out of 10 pain. When I'm done with the set, after a couple seconds, the pain is gone. The next morning, I don't feel the pain. And that's kind of the pain management that you need to aim for when you're doing this rehab, right? You do something that you can handle quite well, something that you don't feel the consequences of the next day, and you just repeat it over and over and over again, no matter how boring it may be, until you don't feel any pain at all, because that's how you heal your injury 100%. It's the same like with a stretch, for example, right? If you're trying to get better at stretching, you don't get better at the stretch by avoiding the uncomfortable position. You have to go into that position, experience a little bit of pain and adapt to it. It's the same with an injury, right? You're pushing your body into a new position that now it's not used to anymore because you got injured. But if you don't do it again, you're not gonna you're not gonna get it again, right? You're not gonna be able to do that movement pain free again until you actually do it and go through some pain. So that's what I'm gonna focus on after today's workout, and it's gonna be very simple, you'll see. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna do a handstand workout. I've been talking for quite a long while, so perhaps the handstand workout is playing already. I don't know. I'll see how I do that in the editing. But when it comes to today's handstand workout, it's gonna be the same as usual. 7 sets on the left, 7 sets on the right, alternating style. So I will do one left and then one right. I'm gonna do one set every 3 minutes because it allows me to rest plenty in between to start off fresh every time. And basically, I'm gonna start from a position progression that I know I can handle. For example, 3 fingers. And then once I have that down, I will increase the difficulty on the progressions. I will remove the assistance that I give with my fingers until basically, well, I end up somewhere. Who knows where, but it's gonna be fun, right? Aiming for 20 seconds on the main holds, except for set number one, there 10 seconds is enough. So, yeah, let's go. Okie dokie, so the bad workout streak for handstand is continuing, but that doesn't change what the plan is, right? The plan going forward is to just attempt again and again and again. Because even though I'm failing before 20 seconds on these handstand holds, still I'm getting in some volume, like 10 seconds around, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, but I'm getting some volume in this progression in the handstand and I'm gonna get a feel for it. Right now, I don't know what I'm looking for, which feeling I'm looking for, but eventually, continuing the bad workouts, I will figure out something that I can adjust, and once I have that adjustments, my workout will improve as well, hopefully. And well, if not, then I will just keep going until I do learn something that will turn around the workouts. But the only way that you're not gonna progress is by just giving up, because either you're progressing, for your skill or whatever goal you have in actual results, or you're gaining in experience, which will lead to results in the future. You're gaining one of the two things, right? So, or at least one of the two things. So there's always meaning in doing your workout. But anyway, that's it for today's handstand workout. Now I'm gonna move on to a rehab set. So basically, when it comes to rehab, when it comes to fixing an injury, you want to lightly stimulate the painful area. In my case, it's this flank area, and if I do pull-ups, I kind of have to brace myself, and it flares up just a little bit. It's not that bad anymore, but still, it's there, and it's preventing me from going all out in my training, so I have to fix it. It's not gonna fix itself. So, like I mentioned, light stimulus, and you want to basically make sure that the pain that you feel during the movement is either gone a few seconds after your set or by the day after. So you go to bed and the next day you shouldn't feel it anymore. And as long as you're keeping that in mind, you should be fine. You should be getting stronger and better bit by bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. Some pull-ups, and that's gonna be it for today's workout. I do this set of pull-ups twice a day. So I do it in the morning, I do it in the evening, and basically because I'm doing it frequently, my body oftentimes, or yeah, my body has lots of opportunity to adapt to the movement again. So that's kind of the point. The stimulus is light, but it's also very frequent, right? That's the ideal situation. So let's go. All right. Yeah, I have to do some more pull-ups because my back has gotten weak. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today's training. I don't really have anything to mention anymore. Happy with how it went. I guess that's what I always say because I'm always happy with how it went. I'm always happy that I trained. You will never regret training at all, right? You might not want to do it before you start, but you will figure out soon enough that when you do start and then you're done, you're always going to be grateful for it. So once you learn that lesson, it's going to be easier to get out of bed, get off the couch, and start training even when you're tired. It's going to be easier to stay consistent. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's workout. Very happy with how it went. I'm going to have some dinner, and I'll see you tomorrow for skills, planche, front lever, handstand, whatever. We'll see.